The world's richest people went to a dinner last night in Windsor Castle and agreed a plan. Their plan is simple. Burn more fossil fuels, build bigger data farms, bigger servers, and read all of your private messages. They called it progress. I call it a fucking stupid thing to do. While Western governments say we simply have no money to build clean energy infrastructure, they are spending billions of taxpayer money to build surveillance infrastructure. Servers, cameras, clouds, biometric scanning. This all runs on fossil fuel. They are literally burning coal to read your tweets. Surveillance systems guzzle electricity and public funds. They are spending billions on these contracts with private companies to scan and house and manage all of this data. Billions of taxpayer money that could be spent modernizing the energy grid so that hospitals and houses and small businesses have energy, but instead they've picked surveillance. That is a policy choice, not an accident, and certainly not ignorance. They hope that mass surveillance will clamp down the information environment in the West as a way to prolong their illegitimate hold on the seats of power. It does not serve anybody outside of that dinner room last night. They are spending public money creating systems that eat energy, are ineffective for policing, and dangerous to democracy. If we want a different future than the harrowing picture predicted by climate scientists, we need to stop pretending that this government is inevitable or acceptable. Laws and contracts can be paused. Procurement chains can be exposed. And the politicians can be removed. Please don't let them gaslight you with safety. Ask yourself, who gets power when the lights go out? Who benefits when children's hospitals have to worry about generators? There is nothing conspiratorial about how power works. Supply chain, law, public relations. When you piece the laws together, the Online Safety Act enforcement, the Investigatory Powers Amendment, the full list is in the Discord. All of these laws have only been brought in the last year. They're all about surveillance. This is expedited regulatory capture. You can join the Discord here. They are building a permanent control stack. This makes anonymity impossible. And it routes control through private corporations. They've made an AI club, and if you are not in that club, you watch them flex their GPUs and then pay for the lights. Nvidia and chip monopolies are a real weapon. Control the chips and you get to control who gets to run the most powerful AI, the AI that powers surveillance. The West cares more about controlling AI than it does about securing the green energy needed to run it. Windsor wasn't a tea party. It was the people who control the digital rails, the banks, the chips, the narrative. The room was full of CEOs and spies. These are the actors who are building the future of technology. And they're doing it in a way where only they benefit and everybody else suffers. And they invited Rupert Murdoch for narrative help. That's like asking a fax machine to run your TikTok campaign. Here's why mass surveillance is stupid. Bulk collection of everything creates digital haystacks, and then analysts have to try and find the needle. The volume of calls and messages and texts that we produce stacks up faster than any team can review, and the signal to noise ratio gets worse as that volume grows. The post 9/11 programs prove this. Agencies just got flooded with spam, and so real leads got lost. The more you collect, the less you understand. And they think that AI is a silver bullet, but automated filters flag mountains of false positives. And so the humans are still drowning in useless noise. The presentation of the policies sells certainty, but in practice, they produce backlog. Scale without clarity is just theatre. It looks busy, but it solves nothing. Every new feed makes the haystack taller and the needle smaller. The bigger the dragnet, the easier it is for predators to hide. This is not safety. This is admin violence, paperwork at scale. Then there's the energy reality of surveillance. Training one AI system consumes megawatt hours of energy. That single run equals power for hundreds of homes for weeks. These data centers run 24 hours, 7 days a week. The cooling with fresh water and the power drain never stops. Surveillance AI is not a one-off project either. This is a permanent power build. We have miles of servers just for hoarding communications and no infrastructure in the West to keep clinics running when the lights go off. The grid carries surveillance first and public services second, and they need fossil fuels. All of these safety products use dirty power, unsafe power. The more models you have, the more scanning you're doing, the more energy you're consuming. It scales in the wrong direction. There's no safe way to do surveillance. The climate is paying for data that analysts can't use, so that big tech can get juicy government contracts to build more servers. It's actually not that they're all evil. Well, they are, but it's not that. They don't care. They care about, I just secured a massive 3 billion contract with the UK government by stealing out of the hands of your grandchildren. Pay it forward, yeah? They are burning dirty fuel just to store all of our decades-old memes and jokes in case you might have once said something shitty about the government. But the physics is indifferent to the content. This cannot scale without complete climate catastrophe in your living future. This is not a problem for people in 100 years. If we keep going at the way that they are scaling big tech, there'll be nothing left. There'll be nothing left. I'm laughing, it's not funny. Total misallocation of public capital. Fast-tracking cloud contracts for their mates. Every pound to surveillance is a pound not building batteries. Procurement locks in contracts that outlive elected terms. So power is not with the politicians. It's with the contractors. This is privatizing government. China linked digital investment to its energy efficiency. And look at it win. Western budgets split the two and lose twice. The strategic implications of this surveillance contract capture are dire. Energy resilience in 2025 is national security. Surveillance cannot light a hospital ward in a blackout. It's the countries that are building for future generations, modern storage and clean industry, who are quickly gaining leverage against the West. These countries still burying themselves under dashboards and headlines are very fragile. Last night's stage show is completely hollow. A brittle grid defeats any smart security plan. So why are they doing it? Surveillance promises them control over speech, even though it won't give them control over speech. And building servers enables somebody's back pocket. But the truth is, it's all foolish. The future will be built with electrons, not eavesdropping. And some of last night's dinner guests should really have been put out to pasture a long time ago. This is not public safety. It is public energy being burned for private comfort. Our global security is in energy investment now. Anything else is simply performance. Call to action is in the Discord, and so are the email templates. Whether you only have 5 minutes or more, you can help.